Hi, my name is Adrian Baker, and I'm an ayahuasca and Soma preparation and integration coach. And this video is for people who are interested in this intersection of ayahuasca and meditation. Perhaps you already have a background in meditative traditions like Buddhism or Hinduism, or you've just been meditating for a while on something like the Waking Up app, or you've been studying with a teacher who's got a background in these more traditional paths, but he or she's teaching it in a non-traditional way. Someone like Michael Taft is a teacher I like a lot. And perhaps you're interested in this intersection with that kind of background of psychedelics or ayahuasca in particular. And so this video is really for you because I tried ayahuasca. I went down to Peru and did a number of ceremonies at a place where it was integrating the Buddhist tradition and the Shipibo traditions. I was already practicing in Buddhist and Hindu traditions at that time, specifically the non-dual tantric traditions of Shaiva Shakta Tantra within Hinduism and later Vajrayana Buddhism. And that was a really profound experience for me, definitely. And it was a really important part of my path. And yet I wasn't able to fully connect with it because I really like the Dharma teachings being offered, but I always related to, I guess, the plant these medicines, which I later came to do with facilitators offering it within the larger yogic traditions context. That resonated with me because to me, I approach these medicines through a contemplative lens. I don't think that's the only way to approach them at all. I think, something like ayahuasca's always worked on you in multiple ways, including a psychotherapeutic lens and the unconscious and that Jungian framework, very helpful. I feel that creativity and artistic intentions are always great. I feel it opens me up a lot, but that was always the way that I really connected to it. When I found facilitators offering it through that perspective and other practitioners, and I was starting to talk to them about relating to it in a different way, that really allowed me to shift my perspective on it. I became very interested in it and I started working with it on an ongoing way. First with ayahuasca and then an ayahuasca analog called, these facilitators refer to it as Soma. Of course, we don't know what the Soma of the Rig Veda was, and I'm just using their term, but that's basically substituting Paganam Harmala for the vine and using that with DMT sources. But I came to relate to plant medicine, and this is how I relate to it now, as it is one skillful means or tantric practice within a larger sadhana or series of practices, right? So if you're already into something like one of these traditions, you know what I'm talking about. But for those who might not be, the idea is that personal transformation and the goal of that, traditionally that's something like liberation or enlightenment, but even if we just want to think of it as another continuum of growth, that's what awakening is, in the way Ken Wilber describes the waking up path, which resonates with me. I think that sadhana, or we can think of sadhana, spiritual practice, as a series of practices that help us to facilitate and open along that path. These could be things like chanting, physical yoga practices, mantra, pranayama or breath work, and then meditation, of course, being a key aspect. There were so many different practices within these tantric traditions, both Buddhist and Hindu. I really relate to this medicine as another practice. It's a tantric practice within a larger tantric path. One thing I enjoy about psychedelics, we can all make meaning of it through our own different lenses, whether you're Sufi or whatever your tradition is. I think that's legitimate. I also want to honor the original traditions and the cultures and peoples who nurtured this wisdom and served that medicine through their own context that made sense for them. And there are a lot of people in a contemporary context that really resonate, for example, with that shamanic Amazonian approach and more power to you if that's what resonates for you. But for me, I really needed to connect to this medicine in a way that made sense and connected really on a heart level with me and the practices that I was into and the view of the path. This is how I really relate to this medicine. What I'm offering on this channel is a way to approach and navigate and to integrate these journeys through this contemplative lens. Whether you've already been on one of these more formal paths, but you're the kind of person who you love the tradition, but you're also open to innovation and adapting it and being a little less traditional with it. Again, the way a teacher like Michael Taft is doing, or whether you're someone like who's really into the Waking Up app and more someone who really aligns with someone like Sam Harris, who's we can have spirituality without any religion at all. It's more of a science of the mind and really not interested in any of the trappings of a more traditional religious path. I also respect and connect a lot with that kind of person as well, because I think it's a lot about, and this is what Sam's doing on the app, appreciating the tradition, but also adapting it as well. And that's really what I'm trying to do with the content on this channel, connecting those teachings and practices specifically with not only psychedelics, but ayahuasca and Soma in particular. I'll elaborate on this in future videos, but I find that the teachings of the non-dual tantric traditions offer a very clear map and series of practices for navigating these medicines, explaining how they work on us, how they heal us, and how they can be helpful to us. And it's good to have a view to guide us, also while realizing we should hold that lightly, because the map is not the territory, and a lot of what it's pointing to is beyond concepts, especially when we're making sense of it through that contemplative lens. But I hope to connect with more of you, because I not only enjoy coaching people who are interested in this, but I also just really enjoy connecting and talking to other teachers, coaches, practitioners in this unique intersection. So if you are, reach out, leave a comment, leave questions in the comment section below. If you enjoy the content, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you.